You know what just happened in the dispensary I'm coming back from?
ACLB rocks, and if you're a fan of cannibal pork.
I told the girl there that earlier today, now keep in mind it's 2:22 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Driving back to the dispensary about 10 miles from my house. And you know what I said to her? I know her. She's just a manager too. Most people wouldn't have said it. No need to. She goes, how are you feeling today? I go, really, really good. I go, you want to know why, my dear? Don't forget, I've known these people a couple of years. She goes, why? I go, well, earlier today I smoked some weed. Then I took 1 milligram of Xanax. Then about an hour later, I ate about 4 grams of magic mushrooms. Then I took another half milligram of Xanax, maybe a milligram, and then I smoked some more weed. So how, use your head, folks, how do you think I was feeling? But it was better than sex with the supermodel. Normally you wouldn't mix Xanax and shrooms. Now, you should never mix Xanax and alcohol. Any benzodiazepine mixing with alcohol could cause an overdose. But mixing shrooms with weed or benzos with weed or benzos with shrooms, there's no effect that way for various reasons. Marijuana, you're smoking it. Shrooms, you're digesting it. It's different than alcohol. It's not a poison, girl. So what does that mean? That means, I'll tell you what that means. It means I was really fucked up. Now, here's what it means. I had to be somewhere by 2 o'clock in a city called Desert Hot Springs, 10 miles from where I live. I had to meet my buddy Nick there, or his secretary, for some just non-related business reasons. Him and I do business together. So I think I got there like 1 or 1:30, and I was hanging out there 15 minutes. But by the time I drove, I made sure I waited. I didn't get on the freeway till I could drive, so I wasn't even on the freeway. I got to Nick's at 1:30. I didn't get on the freeway till 1 o'clock probably. So I had a good 3 hours where I was on the shrimp. I don't do anything not responsibly. Hey, you're sick? God, I just saw a cute girl waiting in DHS at a bus stop. God, young, cute, dark hair. So the reality is, now why am I saying this? I don't know. What I'm trying to say is, if you're anybody but me, I would be very, very cautious about doing that, just because, you know, if you were stopped by a cop, it might be uncomfortable for you. You won't get to handle it. I mean, look, believe me, I wasn't hallucinating, or I wouldn't be on the road. It's not like I wouldn't be smoking DMT and get in the car. I wouldn't be tripping on acid. And this was a mild shroom. 4 grams of shrooms. It's not exactly a microdose. For most of you couldn't handle over a gram of shrooms. You know what a microdose is? Like 1/10 of a gram of a shroom, even less. So my tolerance for shrooms are high. And these shrooms, I'll be honest, I got them from a friend, my normal, but these didn't seem to be the best. So for some reason, this could have been a bad batch. They weren't Like, normally I would have felt twice as much, but hey, you're not always, wait. Buying shrooms is not like buying, what do you call it, Oreo cookies. So the reality is, guess what? But they were good shrooms nonetheless. Yeah. So here I am on the shrooms. I mean, yeah, there was a good 2-3 hours where I wouldn't want to fucking drive on them. Wait, I bought them for $40. Were they worth $40? Fuck yes. Wait, they're definitely worth $40. Considering shrooms are hard to come by. But yeah, that Xanax buzz kind of... And I didn't take the Xanax to try to get the edge off the shrooms. Like, a lot of times guys will like take Xanax if they're taking stuff that has... Like, if you're taking acid with speed in it, or ecstasy with speed in it, or speed period, methamphetamine, yeah, you take Xanax to take the edge off, or if you're going through dope sickness. But the reality is, this wasn't one of those situations where anybody was going through dope sickness, obviously. So that's the situation. I just wanted to introduce you folks to the fact that, like, for instance, I'm driving back, and if a cop were to pull me over for obvious reasons, I could pass every litmus test he gives me, and there's really no weed for... They can't test you for weed because I could be haven't smoked weed in 2 weeks and it'll still show up in my bloodstream. So, nowadays, even if they smell it on you, if you can pass your stupid test. But I can be stoned off my ass and count backwards: 100, 99, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, 93. You know what? I've done the alphabet backwards, stoned off my ass. So all that stuff is bullshit. It boils down to, you can't just put all weed smokers under one guise. You've got the intelligent ones, and obviously you got the dumb fucks. Just like any society, any institution. And now I'm topping off my... Don't forget, it's 2:30 here. So I started off this morning. Don't think my morning started at 8 or 9. It started at 6:30 a.m. I've been up since 6:30 because the stock market was up. I wanted to count my money. So it's not like I started partying. I timed it out. First, I smoked some weed. And normally I take Xanax for stress, but this time I said, you know what? I'm going to party on it because it's a great party drug for me. Makes me feel really good. I like Xanax. I mean, if I could feel... You build up a tolerance, but if I could feel like every day like I could... like I was on a Xanax buzz, would I like that? Well, if you felt that way every day, then no day would be special. So I prefer not to do it that way. I don't think I would like it. Be nice, but obviously my Xanax is done through my psychiatrist. Because guys like me, I'm very, very mild bipolar. Now all that means is I think it's extreme. Sometimes it's hard for me to be in middle ground, even politically. My whole life I've been that way. Like, I'll take one side of an issue. Like any issue you have, I'll always find the pros and cons to it, or the flip side, the steel man's argument of pro or against. Yeah. Even if I feel a certain way, I'll always look at something from another way. So maybe I'm too empathetic, I don't know. But basically, that's how I've been hardwired. So when you do that, all bipolar means is you're kind of operating from the extremes. Now, that ultimately, now, if you just think extremes that way, it's no biggie. But if you start thinking extremes where it starts getting into extreme lows versus extreme highs, I'm not, and it's different than being in depression. Depression's different. This is just, here's what it is. Your highs are higher than they should be, and your lows are lower than they should be. So, you take stuff like I do, like Lexapro, which I've been taking for like 10 years, and it equalizes you. That's the only real drug I'm on. And if I got on it, off it, I do notice you get your mood swing. All that means is, don't forget, my bipolarness is very, very, very mild. And there's a positive to being bipolar, too. Everybody associates it as a negative, but there's a positive to it. Because you tend to, there is a slight, look, there's a pros and cons to everything. Now, they say if you're like too much Lexapro or Prozac or that stuff, SSRIs, that you can become too unempathetic, lack empathy, not lack empathy, but you can become less emotionless. I don't know. I disagree. I really do disagree on that one. For me, anyway. For other people, it may be different. I don't know. But I've been on it. I'm a big proponent of SSRIs in people like me. Because I remember how I used to live before SSRIs. And yeah, it wasn't. And there's been proof, because I remember a couple years, I've been on it 10, 12 years. A couple years ago, I decided I'm taking, and it poses no real health. There's no side, there could be side effects, but I've never had any. But the thing is, you don't build a tolerance. If you just pop a little pill every morning. And it does reduce anxiety just because it brings you more centered. That's all it does. Now, obviously, there's different levels of being being bipolar is on a very, very vast extreme. It's not like gender. I mean, gender is on an extreme, but sex isn't. Okay, but what I'm saying is, there's an extreme. I'm on the more mild side, but if you gotta remember, I'm considered a very great artist at what I do. I have a track record to prove it in the EDM world and short filmmaking world. So usually a lot of artists like myself, we are those quote unquote tortured souls and I didn't have the easiest upbringing. I didn't get along with my father. So, and I say this because I want the truth to come. Well, people know that. My father's been gone since '86. But the reality is, I'm glad I turned out the way I am, thank God. But that's how it goes, folks. I don't even know where I was starting on this.